think I want to do the video with my glasses off. I don't know where to begin. I'm going to attempt to make this video. This is my second attempt making this video. I'm sitting in the car. I need to look this way. I'm sitting in the car because this is the only quiet place right now. Chance is asleep, so I didn't want to do it in the room with him and wake him up. And then Chandler is between the living room and his room with the laptop or watching TV. And Caitlin's back and forth outside. Chandler's kind of back and forth outside too, but I can see them kind of if they park when they do come outside. Anywho, I'm just gonna begin to what led me to making this video. I have been getting phone calls about rumors being spread about me and whatnot. First phone call I got, the person didn't say what was being said, but they let me know that it was rumors being spread or whatnot. So, you know me, I ain't asked no questions. I really could care less because I'm good. I'm good and we're good over here, so it really just doesn't, it really doesn't matter. But then, was it yesterday? No, the day before yesterday. Today is what? I gotta look and see. Okay, today is March 24th. So, March 22nd, I got a phone call. And it was more in depth of what was said, what was being said, and who was saying it. But long story short, this is my mother and my sister. As far as I know, it's just one of my sisters. I have 3 sisters total. I have 2 sisters with my mother, 2 younger sisters with my mother, and then a younger sister with my father. So these, I'm referring to the sisters with my mother. I don't know, my mother's just spreading rumors, and I kind of gotten to the point now where I can no longer, I have to stand up for myself. I have to use my voice and stand up for myself and speak up for myself, and I just owe that to myself. And you know, when enough is enough. And I'm not that person that I used to be. Like, I'm not the Courtney that guys are still trying to hold on to, that I left in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm not her no more. This is a new and approved, I hope the lighting's good. This is a new and approved Courtney. Like, this is not, this is not the same daughter that you're used to having. So the things that you used to do, that I used to allow and just accept and keep bottled up inside of me, it can't happen no more. And the same as with my sister. Y'all no longer have power over me anymore. I have power over my life. I've taken, the moment that I left Charleston was the moment that I feel as though I took back and had complete control over my life. And it feels good too. It feels good, and it's just so much that I had to say and so much that I want to talk about when it comes to this, because it's not the first time. It's not the first time that she has done this. And not only is she spreading rumors, she's saying she gonna call the police or whatnot. And me hearing that, I know she ain't lying, because when I at the time I just had my 2 older kids, and I moved to Ohio because my dad wanted to go work on our relationship, and he wanted to get to know his grandkids. So I wanted to give him that chance, despite all the bad trips and vacations we had to go up there and to go visit and see him, I still gave him another chance. And I just needed to see it on my own. Like, we bumped head. Me and my mom, okay. Let me backtrack. Me and my mother never really had a good relationship, or a relationship, period. And if it was more so like a sister relationship, because it always seemed like it was always comparing, it was always a battle, like, and they're not coming from my end. Like, it was always like I was always had to be in defense mode when it come with her, because I never knew what was next, what she was coming with next, because it was always something. So we never had a really good relationship. My grandmother, because we were always bumping heads, I ended up moving with my grandparents. And shortly after, my granddad died, so it was just me and my granny. So why did I even went back to saying that? It's just so much that I feel as though I don't want to be all over the place, but I don't want anyone to be lost either. So we didn't have the best relationship, just to give a backstory. So yeah, this is not the first time I went to Ohio to try to work on a relationship with me and my dad, because me and my mama, we bump head our whole life. With my dad, it was always on and off. So I wanted to give him another chance. I wanted to try again. Like, why not? Like, why not? People make mistakes. People, like, you could give people another chance. And I want to give him another chance at my adult age. That's my choice. That's my decision. It's not your choice to say that I can't, or I'm not, or I shouldn't do it, and then we bumping heads and you're not speaking to me because of it. So when I was in Ohio, that's what had happened, and I didn't speak to her the whole time I was there. And then where I was staying, the lady was like, I was staying in this place called I shouldn't be wrong. No, I don't want to say the name because of how it is, but I was staying in this place that they don't consider it being a shelter. Like, crazy thing, my whole dad's story is a whole nother story, so we're gonna save that for another video. I ended up having to stay in a place that's similar to a shelter, but it's not a shelter. It was a house where it was for single mothers. And so my mama called the police because she had no contact with me. My phone was broken. I wasn't worried about getting a new phone or whatnot. I was just, we were good, and I was at peace, and it was just me and my kids. I didn't have to worry about nobody. Nobody was bothering me, and we were good. So the lady came to me and she was like, so the police came by today. We didn't give them any more information because we cannot give them any information, but they called and they saying that your mom put out a missing Y'all, it's so disgusting to me, because why you gonna do that? We don't have the best relationship. You know why we left. You know we weren't speaking, and you telling people that we speaking and you had just spoke to me, and all of a sudden you just ain't speak to us, and that's a lie. You didn't talk to me the whole time that I was there, and if you were concerned, that's not the way that you should have went about it. And at the time I was talking to Fashawn, me and the middle sister. Me and her was chit-chatting. Every once in a while, she would write me on Facebook, because at that time, I had started my spiritual journey. I started my spiritual journey before I had moved to Ohio. I had began my spiritual journey. So I was like, really free-spirited, and it's just really just going with the flow of things and not letting things get to me. And I'm still like that now. I really don't let things get to me. I just go to the front. Go with the flow of things. I'm going to try not to speak so fast. I just go with the flow. Go with the flow, and I learn what I can learn. I get what I can get from every situation that I go through in life. And that's just how I choose to live my life. And now that my granny, not now, but since my granny had passed away, I have been able to was the time that I felt as though I could begin to be free and live my life and do what I want without nobody controlling me. And I feel as though I just went somewhere else with this with this whole story, but it's just crazy that I have to not have to, because I don't have to deal with this. That's why I move away, because you don't have to deal with this nonsense. You don't have to deal with people like that, regardless of who it is. If you toxic, and I just have to cut you off, and that's just that. And my mother and my sister are very toxic. They're narcissists, and they are toxic. And I think what framed me from making this video before, because mind you, this ain't the first time I made a video that wanted to discuss how my mother was a narcissist and my sister being a narcissist too, but I didn't, because I was worried about, I swear my pits are sweaty. I had a video on that, and I didn't post it because I was sparing their feelings, and that's just how I am. But when all the nonsense started a couple of days ago, it was like, why am I not speaking my truth and telling my story so that they can help other people because of their feelings, but they can spread rumors and do all this nonsense and disturb my peace, interrupt my peace. That's nothing. Y'all, when people is interrupting, disturbing your peace, you have to know to cut them off. You got to know when to cut people off and to move away from people. It don't matter who they are. Your granny, your greasy granny with her hole in her panty, you might have to cut her off.
What? What the fuck?
You just have to use your discernment. Your granny, your sister, your brother, no matter how it is, no matter how much it hurt, no matter how bad you want to take them with you on your journey, on that ride that you're taking, some of them ain't meant to go. And it's okay. And when I say it does hurt me that I have to leave behind them because of the toxicity, it hurts, but it's for my best. And it ain't just for my best, it's for my kids' best too, because at all costs, I'm going to protect my children's energy, because they're young. I'm teaching them, I'm instilling in them now to protect their energy and don't let nobody manipulate them and control them and mistreat them, and then they don't do that to other people either. And how karma is real. What you put out there, the universe, God, Jesus, whatever you want to say, is going to throw that thing right back at you. And it might be 10 times worse than what you did to that person. You have to be very careful of how you treat people. You have to be very careful with that. I'm getting on. And I don't cry because I'm a G. Now I cry, but I just don't like people to see me crying. I keep it to myself, but I do cry. Crying makes you feel good. It's a healing. It's a healing. Makes you feel good, and you get up and you keep on pushing. Because I've been through a lot of things when it comes to my mother and my sister. When I was younger, it was mostly my mama. But when my sister got older, and I wasn't really too much around my mama too much, because she had to move out the state, and then my sister ended up coming to move with us, it became her. You know what I mean? So I think I was always around a narcissist. And I don't make this video to try to bash them, because I love them to death. But, excuse me, I call it for what it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you're a narcissist, you're a narcissist. Period. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. But I stand in my truth. I stand in who I am. I'm not a nasty person, but if you cross me, I'm coming for you. But I'm going to let you keep it. That's another thing. I'm going to let you keep poking and poking and poking until I done full up and I just can't take no more of your nonsense. And then it's like World War III. But I had to learn that was unhealthy too. That could be toxic too. We all have some toxic in us. Is what when you figure that out, what are you doing with it? Are you still being that toxic person, or are you changing? Are you becoming a better version of yourself? And I just choose to be a better version of me. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. I'm grateful for the mistakes. The mistakes is why I've learned a lot of my lessons. A lot of my mistakes was dating and having kids by the wrong people. But I've learned so much from it. I learned so much from the relationship. I've learned so much from the people. The guys, like, I've learned things from them and I don't regret it. I love all my kids' fathers. I have 3 different kids. 3 different kids, Courtney. All my kids have their own fathers. And that's a story within itself, y'all, too. I got so many stories. Like, my life is a movie. I believe everybody's life is a movie. My life is a movie, but I'm telling my story. I'm beginning to tell my story because I want to help people. My story can help people. Help people get out of or away from toxic people. Because I've been around toxic people all my life. When I sit and think about it, if I just stay off of space, I'm almost reliving these situations. Like I remember when I called my mom a bitch for the first time. I was still in high school. Me and my granny had moved with my great-grandma because my great-grandmother had got Alzheimer's, and when her and her sisters discussed what they were going to do or what was going to happen with my great-grandmother, my granny decided that she was going to move with her and take care of her. So that's what me and my granny did. So this Sunday, after church, my granny asked my mama, could she come to the house and stay with grandma so she can go to her second service and so that I could get a break, right? So she says yes, she agrees. So my granny leaves out the house before me, and I'm changing my clothes, just putting my shoes on. I hear my mama say, Courtney, come lock the door. And I'm thinking, why? Where you going? You had already said that you was going to stay with grandma. I don't got time for this. I got things I need to be doing. I said, well, if that was the case, why did you tell granny that you was going to stay with her? And when I was like, girl, just come lock this door. I'm about to go. Backtrack. The reason why we had to keep the door locked is because grandma would get out. Used to get out before we got the padlock. Grandma used to get out of the house, but because thank God we was around family, and if it wasn't family, it was family of family, and that made us get padlock on the door. So my mama already halfway out the door, so that means I must lock the door or grandma is getting out the house, and I don't want that problem because now I have to fight you to get back inside the house, and that just is not going to happen today on this good old Sunday. So as she's trying to get out, grandma already at the door before me. So I had to squeeze between grandma, the door, and my mama. So my mama was almost out the door. She was almost out the door. And I don't remember if I had said, you dumb bitch or you selfish bitch. Something like that. But the word bitch came out with it. And she was trying to get back in the house to get at me, and grandma was cracking me with her cane because I don't know, she thought I was saying that to her, or just because I said it, period. Who knows? I don't know. So I'm trying to get both of them behind. My grandma back up so I can lock this door. You get out because you ain't about to come and try to attack me. So I ended up getting her out, locking the door, and yeah, I don't regret that. I still really don't regret that because that was wrong. You don't do people like that. You just don't do people like that. I don't take it back. I said what I said.
And
always. I'm not changing on it, okay? I said what I said. It ain't changing no.
Because you just don't do people like that. And I feel as though that's that's how bitches act. Like, you know, they just do little stuff like that, and that's just how I feel. Yes, that's my mama. Yes, I love her to death, but that was a moment. That was a bitch moment. Like, you don't do that. You don't do that. I had need a break. I was in high school, and I was helping take care of an elderly lady who had Alzheimer's. I had need a break. Like, I had really needed a break, and it just came out, and I'm not sorry about it, because things are still going on, and she's still poking, and she's still bothering me. Like, when I'm quiet and I'm not doing anything, I'm not bothering nobody. Why are you bothering? Why are you coming to bother me? When we're there, let me say this too, and why I'm kind of upset too, because when I was staying with her, it was so uncomfortable, y'all. It was like walking on eggshells. She made it so uncomfortable. And she really didn't speak much. She didn't speak to my kids that much either. And Kaden would ask me, why was she like that? What do I have to say to my child? Like, I try to be as honest as possible. Well, me and her don't really have the best relationship. So maybe it's kind of that's what it is. Like, I feel as though if I didn't have the kids and Brianna had the kids, them trick kids would have been treated like angels. You hear me? Like God just down and handed her the most preciousest grandchildren. When we was there, she really did not care. She really didn't care. She didn't really. The only one that she chit chat with and was Chandler, because Chandler forced it. If Chandler wants you to talk to him, you're gonna talk to him. If he wants you to play with him, you gonna play with him, and that's just how he is. And that was forced. And Kaden, you know, he's older. Kaden he feeling that energy. Kids ain't crazy. Kids not stupid. They know. You know what I'm saying? They can feel it. They know when something just not right. So if it already was tension with us being in, when I move away to get out of your space, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, because I feel as though we're good when we're far away. Because when I was younger and it was staying in Atlanta or whatnot, we're good. We ain't beefing. You could call me when you needed something. My mom could have called me, because we ain't close to each other. You know, some females can't be around each other, and that's one female that we just cannot, because I refuse to accept you mistreating me. I refuse that, and you cannot do that no more. You cannot do that. Like, even after this, like, this is gonna be the only video that I feel as though I'm gonna directly address things that have been said up until this point. I don't want nobody even calling me about nothing nobody say, because I really don't care. I really don't care. And then if whoever chooses to believe it, that's on you. I really don't care. But I am going to make other videos talking about things that had happened in the past, but I will no longer address anything that happens after this last incident that happened a couple of days ago. This is gonna be the last time. My children are fine. Kaden doesn't answer the phone because his phone is broke. Even when his phone was working, Kaden still wasn't answering the phone for nobody. Some of the reasons because I would take his phone because of him not focusing and paying attention on his schoolwork. Some be the reason because I just had bought a Switch and he on the Switch, or maybe he watches TV or he's outside playing basketball. Man, it's just, you really didn't care before, show the interest in my children before. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't. My children are very bright. They are very, very intelligent. And then it ain't nothing you can put past Kaden. And I think that's why me and Kaden butt heads, because he is so smart. You can't put nothing past my kids. And because I feel like I care about their feelings so much, and we talk, and I let him know that it's okay for you to express how you feel, regardless if you think it's gonna make me mad or if you think it's gonna hurt me. Express how you feel. Even with me dating a female, I want him to be comfortable talking to me about it, and I lay that foundation out to where he can feel comfortable in speaking to me about the situation, because I want him to have his own mind. I want him to feel free to talk to me about it, and I want him to know that his opinion matters. Chandler trying to come over here. And it's raining. It's raining. It's drizzling. Go in the house. It's drizzling. It's raining. Go in the house. Where's Kaden? Well, you go in the house. Chandler is funny. Chandler is so funny. All my kids funny. But y'all really have to care and think about your children's feelings and emotions, because that affects them when they become an adult. It affects them how you treated them, how they were treated by their parents, with that mother and that father figure that been, whether they were there or not there, affects that child. And that makes me like go back and think about, okay, so what does she go through? You know? Because this ain't just come out of thin air. Me and her not having a good relationship. Her and my granny did not have a good relationship. They did not have the best relationship. She was forced to have to build a relationship with my granny when my granddaddy died. My granddaddy passed away when I was 11 years old. I'm 33 years old.